Hello viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video we are going to discuss about what is MOM. Many of you would have come across this term in context of business meetings. Today we are going to talk about everything related to MOM and we will be looking at some best practices and sample templates as well. Firstly, let's understand that MOM stands for minutes of meeting. In simple terms, it refers to the notes prepared during a meeting which can include various discussion points, action items, and resolutions reached. Let's look at some main components of a well-written MOM. The first is date of meeting. An MOM must mention the date on which the meeting was held. It is helpful in maintaining a chronological or record and is great for recurring meetings as it helps generate a timeline view. The second is meeting agenda. A meeting agenda helps to set up the context of the event and it also often acts as a guideline. A meeting agenda could be something as simple as the subject line of the meeting invite or the initial context provided at the beginning of a meeting. Some examples could be monthly leadership connect or customer retention plan discussion. Moving on, the third is participant names. If there were fewer participants in the meeting, you can list all their names in the MOM. However, if there were many participants, you can either group them by team names or just mention the team names. To make it easier to read, you should list the names in alphabetical order and put your name at the end of the list. Next is discussion summary. Discussion summary is often written in the form of bullet points, that is, one item at a time. Make sure you are writing these bullets as concise and clear points. A good MOM should cover all the discussion points. Also, do not mix your thoughts in the discussion summary. Rather, write only what was discussed in the meeting. After discussion summary, you can write about any action items which were discussed in the meeting. With every action item, you should include the name of responsible person or team and also mention any discussed deadlines. At the last, you may mention your own thoughts related to the meeting or any other closing remarks you want to add. This, however, is a choice and is completely optional. Next, let's look at a sample MOM template. Here is an example of an MOM for a business meeting called for product roadmap discussion. Note how I have included all sections which we just discussed. We started with date, then added meeting agenda. After meeting agenda, we have mentioned names of various participants. I have used some dummy names to provide an example. Meeting agenda is generally followed by a summary of discussion points. You can mention one or more names with each discussion point to indicate about the respective speaker. The last item here talks about action items. If you want, you can mention the action items in the discussion points itself. However, it's a good practice to dedicate a section to it, especially if there are too many discussion points. Let's look at some best practices for preparing an MOM. You should assign the responsibility for MOM writing before the event or meeting begins. This way, the note taker can be more prepared from the starting. Secondly, MOM should be written very concisely and as clearly as possible. And last, the MOM should be shared soon after the end of meeting. This way, even if you have missed to write about some discussion points, someone else can fill in for you because things are likely to be fresh in everyone's mind. By now, you must have realized how useful an MOM can be when written properly. Let's quickly go over some other advantages of a well-written MOM. First is a well-written MOM helps to keep track of various discussion points and outlines the responsibility between members and teams, thus making them more accountable. Secondly, MOMs are immensely important for recurring meetings as they provide a timeline view of progress made. Also, MOM from previous meetings can act as well written notes to bring new attendees up to speed. That brings us to the end of the video. If you like the content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and wish you the best.